तो अपनी गलती से ये आगे चीज आई, बहरहाल अब आ गया। अब ये जो गलती है ना, पीछे वाली गलतियां जो आगे टीम में गलतियां चलती हैं और ये एक चेन चलना शुरू हो जाती है। अगर हम लोग ये गलतियों को बंद कर दें तो टीम बनना शुरू हो जाएगी और टीम की परफॉर्मेंस जो है वो कंसिस्टेंसी आ जाएगी।
सो यू वांट टू से दैट वी आर सेल्फ इन्फ्लिक्टिव, वी आर नॉट कंसिस्टेंट सिलेक्टिंग द प्लेयर्स।
इस वजह से हम प्लेयर्स के ऊपर सारा नजला डाल देते हैं, पाकिस्तान टीम अच्छा नहीं खेली,
पर्सनल लाइक्स एंड डिसलाइक्स,
गलतियां पीछे से होती हैं, फिर आगे आ जाती हैं, फिर आगे आके फिर वो गलतियों को हम अंदर टीम जब बनानी होती है उसको कंपनसेट करते हैं नंबर्स वाइज। या बैटिंग में प्रॉब्लम है तो हम बॉलर को निकाल के किसी बैट्समैन बॉलर को ले आते हैं, तो जिसकी वजह से टीम के अंदर।
Where do you want उमर अकमल टू प्ले एट नंबर 4?
कल हम लोग बात कर रहे थे, देखें हमेशा जो मैच जीता जाता है टॉप ऑर्डर से ही जीता जाता है। अगर जितना नीचे आ जाएगा उमर अकमल तो वो उतना इफेक्टिव नहीं रहेगा, इसको जितना ऊपर जाएगा उतना उसके लिए बेहतर होगा। मैं पर्सनली चाहता हूं कि अगर एशिया में जैसे हम लोग अफरीदी के लिए एक प्लान बनाया था, वो उसके बाद चलाया ही नहीं हमने कि अफरीदी को एशिया में करना ही एज ओपनर इस्तेमाल करना है। पावर
शायद अफरीदी
पहले था ना ये, उसके बाद नो
इवन ग्लेन इज स्मर्किंग।
No, when he started playing for Pakistan, the plan was for Shahid Afridi that we will use him as a pinch hitter in subcontinent.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So we tried and he worked, and then after that we changed the whole plan.
Okay.
And we don't know where Shahid Afridi stands now at the moment. Umar Akmal, if he goes top 3, top 4 में चला जाता है तो वो ऐसा है कि अगर आइडियली मैं अगर मेरे हाथ में होता तो मैं उसको ऊपर ले जाता, नंबर 3 में ले जाता,
ठीक हो गया,
ताकि ये ऊपर से गेम को चेंज करके चले।
प्रमोशन हो गई,
वो इस तरह का है।
नाउ आई हैव गॉटन टू नो दैट यू हैव अ बायस फॉर उमर अकमल, यू हैव अ बायस फॉर अहमद वसीम। Thank you.
Rashid, biased with Pakistan team, not with Umar Akmal.
हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं पाकिस्तान टीम की। प्रॉब्लम क्या है? प्रॉब्लम कोई भी नहीं है। अब हम यहाँ पे बैठे हुए हम सर्टेन नहीं है कि कौन सा प्लेयर किस नंबर पे खेलेगा। तो आप इंडिया को देखें, उनको पता होगा ओपनर स्लॉट क्या है, डेफिनेटली लाइनअप क्या है, किसी भी टीम की लाइनअप पता होगी, बांग्लादेश की भी। हम खुद सर्टेन नहीं है कि हमारा प्लेयर किस नंबर पे खेलेगा। यही प्रॉब्लम हमारी पाकिस्तान टीम में।
ओके, सो दैट द प्लेयर्स आर नॉट सर्टेन दैट वेयर दे आर गोइंग टू।
हम लोग खुद नहीं सर्टेन नहीं है ना, तो उनके नंबर सेट करने पड़ेंगे सबके। हम लोग टेस्ट मैच में क्यों अच्छे हैं कि सबको पता है कि टेस्ट मैच की लाइनअप हमारी क्या है।
That's a major problem in teams that have that uncertainty when you have players unsure if they're going to play, what number they're going to bat, if they're going to get to bowl the ball, even in the field, and you find that a lot. I would say, I'm hearing in Pakistan, but definitely in West Indies cricket, we had a time when guys their self-esteem was so low. There was no confidence being given to them by, say, the captain or even the authorities, and that could mess with the minds of any player.
All right. So, Rashid, and secondly, how do you see realistic chances Pakistan pitted against Bangladesh? They lost recently.
नहीं, पाकिस्तान जो हारा है ग्रीन ट्रैक पे थोड़ा है, उनकी होम कंडीशन थी, लेकिन पाकिस्तान के आज मेरे ख्याल से बहुत आराम से मैच जीतना चाहिए। क्योंकि बैटिंग लाइनअप नहीं चली, लेकिन ये पूरा इनके अंदर सलाहियत मौजूद है कि चेज भी कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि 20 ओवर्स की गेम है इसमें। पाकिस्तान की बैटिंग लाइनअप बड़ी है, लेकिन थोड़ा विकेट पे स्टे करना पड़ेगा। ये नहीं है कि शुरू से ही आप मारना शुरू कर दें। वो जो सिक्योर प्लेयर होते हैं ना, जैसे गप्टिल हो गया या दूसरे प्लेयर हो गए या गेल हो गया, ये पहले ओवर से शुरू कर सकते हैं, लेकिन सर्टेन प्लेयर नहीं, इनको थोड़ा टाइम जरूर लेना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि आपके पास आखिर में हिटर अच्छे हैं। अगर आप अफरीदी या उमर अकमल है या सरफराज है तो लास्ट में मार सकते हैं।
So you want to tell us that the power hitters like Martin Guptill or David Warner or Chris Gayle, they could start from the word go. Secure, not our batsmen. They need to first establish themselves. But don't you think that settling down in T20 becomes very ambiguous? You consume, because we have been playing more than 58 to 60 dot balls in a 20 over innings.
इसमें ये देखें ना, अगर
अभी डॉक्टर साहब 58 खेल गया।
No, that was a different scenario.
तो ऐसे ही होता है ना, जब सिनेरियो बन जाते तो 58, 56 डॉट बॉल भी आ जाते हैं।
पहले मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, पहले ओवर से नहीं, तीसरे ओवर से आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, पहले सेटल डाउन हो जाए, क्योंकि पहला मैच है और अंडर प्रेशर पाकिस्तान खेल रहा है, लेकिन मैं होपफुल हूँ पाकिस्तान जीत सकता है मैच आराम से।
Brian, how would you strategize playing in a T20? What would you be advising to these two teams, Pakistan or Bangladesh, the top order? In the 20, what is the ideal way to start hitting from the word go?
I think yesterday we saw a 6 off the first ball by Guptill and then a wicket. That over ended at least 12 or 13 runs with another 6 being taken off of Ashwin. I believe the key is, yes, you want to get as much as runs as possible, but losing wickets is very detrimental, and we saw that New Zealand suffered because of that. India in the second innings as well. So I would try to mix aggression. I believe that 1 or 2 attacking shots per over, get the singles going, and be satisfied if you get 40 or 50 in 6 overs with the loss of maybe 1 or no wickets. You don't want to be 50 and 3 and 4 wickets down, because it leaves you in a very serious position or bad position. And my take on it is that mix aggression. Make sure not to lose wickets. Play each ball on its merit. Are you going to get bad balls? And put those away. We try to get maximum from them. But trying to create shots out of nothing, I think it's difficult. I mean, in our time, it's almost impossible to attack a Glenn McGrath. Right. If you open in the bat, and even though we were playing the 50 over game, you may go after a Brett Lee because he'll give you a little bit more, but we tend to say, let's hold back. We may want 6-7 runs and over during this 15 over period, but don't go playing stupid shots against Glenn McGrath. You're going to get it from somebody else. And I think common sense has to prevail when you're playing cricket.
Well, Glenn, we have recently seen that the bowlers playing T20 brand of cricket, they have a tendency to actually be economy based rather than to just try taking the wickets. And secondly, most of the teams, it has become really critical for them when it comes to death bowling. So what do you think is happening in modern cricket?
Yeah, I think with as a bowling side, when you first go out in the first few overs, you still have to be looking to take wickets. And like Brian said, if you lose early wickets, the pressure is then on the batting team. So for the first few overs, even though you only have 2 out, you still have to bowl those attacking lengths, looking to take wickets. If you get early wickets, you're on top. Through that middle period, then once the batsman gets set, then you can look at maybe changing the pace up. I don't like, guys, if they bowl 3 dot balls, 3 good balls, then they try something, a slower ball, because they think, it's all about control, getting the ball in the right area, bowling the ball where the batsman doesn't want it. So, I don't think the philosophy of one-day cricket to T20, it's just all condensed now. So you've got to, depending on who the batsman is, you work out your bowling plans, and then it's about executing them. So, and then the 3 lengths that we always talk about, that a good length, bouncer, and then the Yorker. So if you can hit those at will, then it's back in your favour. Then at the death, when they're swinging willy-nilly, then you can mix it up. Then you can bowl Yorkers. But I think you've got to judge what the batsman's doing, rather than, and then come up with a plan. I hate seeing bowlers, change their plan because of what the batsman's doing and just fall straight into that trap. So they've got to be very sure of where they're bowling to certain batsmen, and then be strong in that they stick to it even if they get away with a good shot. And I think that's an issue these days. They bowl a good ball, batsman plays a good shot or a lucky shot, all of a sudden they change and play right into the batsman's hand.
And what do you think that, barring Chris Jordan of England and Lasith Malinga, most of the bowlers, or Mitchell Starc, most of the bowlers, they're unable to deliver the Yorkers in the death overs. Why?
I think they don't put the work in the nets. And you've got to put the work in the nets, come off your long run, bowling legitimate balls, not going over that front line, and teach yourself to bowl that Yorker length. And if you teach that and practice that, then you get confident. And cricket's very much a confident sport, and especially bowling. If you're confident that you can hit that Yorker like a Malinga or a Mitchell Starc, then 9 times out of 10 you'll probably hit it. If you're not confident and you run in and you're trying to bowl it quick, your action changes, and all of a sudden with the Yorker, the margin for error is a lot less than any other delivery. If you get it slightly wrong, it's a full toss or a half volley, and in the death, if you're batting, you've been set, and you get a couple of half volleys, it's thank you very much.
Okay.
देखिए डॉक्टर साहब, ये जैसे अभी बॉलिंग के ऊपर ही चल रही है, अगर डॉट बॉल है और विकेट है, दोनों का अगर आप ये देखें कि डैमेज कौन सा ज्यादा है, डॉट बॉल प्रेशर क्रिएट करता है, जो विकेट आप लेते हैं वो पूरी टीम सफर कर जाती है. तो अगर बॉलर का माइंड सेट ये है कि ही इज जस्ट गोइंग टू गेट द विकेट, dot ball will come automatically.
All right.
And to get the wicket, you will be within the stumps, and all your variations you are trying within the stumps. It's if you are going outside the stumps, it means that you are trying to save yourself. But I believe if the bowler is setting his mind that he is taking the wickets all the time, dot ball will come, he'll be economical, and he will take the wickets as well. If his mindset is economical, that is, I believe, that is a negative mode.
Okay.
And then from there, he will go nowhere. If he is thinking to take the wickets, he will create pressure, he will bowl dot balls, and his mindset is like, he's actually backing himself, and he'll be playing positive cricket.
जबरदस्त। राशिद भाई, मैं ब्रेक लेने लगा हूँ। आप एग्री करते हैं, डिसएग्री विद सकलैन? डिसएग्री कर दें।
नहीं,
वो कर दें डिसएग्री। You just you don't have to agree.
देखें, वेस्ट इंडीज, ऑस्ट्रेलिया अब लग रहा है इंग्लैंड से आया हुआ है।
I disagree a little bit with depending on the situation of the game. I always felt if you're bowling first, it's all about containment, especially in the last few overs. If you go for none for 12 off the last 2 overs, that's better than 3 for 18.
Okay.
Because you're chasing less runs. Whereas in the second innings, then depends on the game. If we've got to keep it tight and restrict runs to win the match, so be it. If we've got to take a wicket, then you've got to start mixing up slower ball, Yorker, looking at different ways to get wickets. I always feel if you bowl a slower ball, it's a chance of taking a wicket, but you basically open up the whole field for the batsman to score. So the risk of how many runs you go for goes up, but a chance of getting a wicket. So you've got to weigh up the situation, I think, as a bowler, especially at the death.
Provided if Brian Lara is not batting, 28 runs in 1 over of Robin Peters, 26 in 1 over from Danish Kanaria. And I heard, Brian, you have to tell us that Danish tried to make some gestures and intimidate you. So what happened?
No. It's just I think the first ball of the over.
Yeah.
He bowled a googly just outside the leg stump, and I played forward and hit the pad, and short leg caught it, and it was a big appeal, in the umpire's face, and he mentioned something.
Okay.
Did you mention anything back?
No, I didn't like that. I was there. When he mentioned I was there,
Yeah.
I went to him. I said, "Hey, what you saying, man? Go and bowl."
And then what happened to Danish?
And then after you just mentioned that,
Multan 2006. Anyway, we take a short break. We'll be right back with Game On. We have Brian Charles Lara, Glenn Mgrath, Saqlain Mustaq, and Rashid Latif.